Hi, this is Aurora from the Washoe County Library System. Welcome to On the Shelf. What's something that's going to happen to all of us, but we don't know very much about it? Today, I'm talking about books about death. What's it like? What happens when we die? How do we deal with it on a personal and societal level? Some of these titles are not for the squeamish. My favorite book in this list, and the title that inspired it, is All the Living and the Dead by Haley Campbell. Haley's dad illustrated a graphic novel about Jack the Ripper, and she remembers looking at the gruesome pictures he drew as a child, being fascinated by the idea of death. In this engrossing and wild book, she interviews people who work in the field of death, a man who investigates mass fatalities, a couple of grave diggers, an executioner, and a crime scene cleaner, among others. Campbell talks to these folks about how and why they do their work and their thoughts on death. It's gross, compelling, and thought-provoking. Next is another book focusing on the physicality of death, What the Dead Know, Learning About Life as a New York City Death Investigator by Barbara Butcher. Instead of interviewing others who get up close to death, Butcher talks about her 20-plus years of working as a death investigator in New York City in the 90s and early 2000s. In addition to the jaw-dropping scenes of death she describes, Butcher gives us her own backstory that reads like a novel. This one is a great mashup of memoir and true crime. Death, an Oral History by Casey Jarman features interviews with a cast of characters such as a social worker, a hospice volunteer, a former death row warden, a philosophy professor, and a grief services coordinator. The essays range from personal stories about losing a loved one to a zine editor focused on death and graveyards. They're dark and sad and funny, and might give you a new perspective on the end. For more great book suggestions, check out the What to Read tab in our library catalog for the full list. Happy reading!